Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Vishal sir. I am Karamveer. I'm actually I've attended your session on cost accounting on during our SPJ times. I was just speaking to sir before the session, and I remembered very correctly. The first session was on cost accounting that you took for us. So I was fairly new to the business then, so it really helped me, to build on from there and understand costing better. So we'll just start. I'll just take a minute, everyone. Good evening. I'll just take a minute to read out Sir's profile, and then we'll start on another good session from Sir. So Sir's profile starts with his mission in life, that is finance transformation of individual institutions and industries. So, Vishal Sir is author and mentor of finance for non-finance with 16 plus years of coaching and mentoring leaders experience. Vishal Sir has created a mark in the industry in the finance education space and has trained more than 12,000 plus professionals. He's on a mission to empower people and help them solve their financial challenges. He regularly writes blogs, runs YouTube channel, which is in Hindi and English both, and he's the author of 8 books on finance and has done 28 episodes on ET Now, the Leaders of Tomorrow. And I've worked for government, private firms, and the stock exchange firms, conducting workshops in India, Middle East for more than 16 plus years. He's an adjunct professor, like I said, in SP Jain School of Global Family Business, and exiting from 2 businesses successfully. So again, in past he has trained 50,000 plus professionals to have sharpened themselves on number and make them high performing individuals. So I think that's about it, sir. Welcome to the session, and I hope it's going to be amazing one, and really looking forward to it, sir. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you very much. Menon sir, with your permission, can I start?
Yes, sir. By all means, sir. So good to see you.
Likewise. So first of all, I would like to thank for such a wonderful introduction given by Karamveer Ahuja. And I'm able to place distinctly that yes, I started with cost management for your batch, and that was a wonderful experience for me. And I think one of my early trips to Dubai. So that place has fond memories. I mean, including everything, the Maples Hotel. Every time I pass by it, I look back and I see that those were early days. And I'm very grateful to Menon sir, who has been my senior, my guide, and my mentor, who has always helped me in his usual humblest possible style of gently nudging people to do right things in life. So I owe him a lot, and he's been a great professional colleague to me. So thank you very much, Menon sir, once again for giving this opportunity. And I think I'm going to remain indebted for you, forever. So with those words, let me start today's session. Journey of finance transformation, as I said, is my mission in life, and I have a 20 slider which I'm going to take you through. I request all the participants to be as interactive as possible. So, chat window is going to play a critical role today, and I want you guys to answer. And for those of you logged in from Facebook also, uh, you know, can participate in the discussion by joining on the link. So, surest way to make your money grow is what we say, in finance transformation. So, let me give you a little bit of background. What do we mean by finance transformation? Finance transformation is a simple process of unlocking the value of your organization. For our ancestors and the generations who have worked before to create a family managed business and have brought it till this level. So, what are those key essential ingredients which can steepen our learning curve as well as our growth curve, so that we, as current generation, add significant value to this entire ecosystem of me, my family, and my business, and create a sustainable path forward for our coming generations. Because as they say that, you know, this planet is not inherited by us from our ancestors, but rather it is loaned to us by our children. So it's our fiduciary responsibility to create value and not destroy it, to generate wealth or at least to maintain it. That, friends, is a simple theme of finance transformation. And majority of the large organizations which have survived and in fact grown with one-time catastrophic events like COVID as well, had solid grounds of financial intelligence working for them, which enabled them to be prepared for any such unforeseen events even in the future. So with that note, what are the essential ingredients? What is the journey? What is the growth path? It usually at SPGen flows in the same pattern, that it starts with me, goes to my family, and finally to our family business. So let's start. So after training for 16 plus years, what have I gained? I have gained and I have realized that most financial decisions in a company or in a family business are taken by non-finance people, and more money at times comes from smarter financial decisions rather than hard work. And most importantly, I have propounded 3 laws of finance. That's my humble attempt to, uh, go closer to Newton. I don't know. But the first law that I'm going to talk about, and the only law that I'm going to talk about, please type yes in the chat window if you agree with me, that every action has a financial reaction. Whether it's our personal lives, whether it's our family life, or whether it's our business life. Every action that we take always has a financial reaction. Sometimes even timely inaction leads to financial reactions. And I can give you 2 simple examples. I had my friend's father who had a small piece of land in a village called Devanalli near Bangalore for many years. He bought it somewhere in early 1980s. He forgot about it and he never thought of selling it. That land was purchased at 4.5 lakh of rupees. He kept on getting several opportunities and offers from people, but he was reluctant because he was not in need of money. Later on, in early 2000 or late 2000 rather, when the Bangalore municipality allotted the land for airport construction nearby, his son was able to sell that land for fortune. They got 16 crore rupees for that same plot of land, which was taken up by a 5-star hotel near to the Bangalore airport. So sometimes inaction also has a financial reaction. This was a positive example. Another example which comes from the mythology tells us that this is a little bit in Hindi, and I'm going to use that language. That when भीष्म पितामह जब बाणों की शैया पर लेटे हुए थे, तब उन्होंने कृष्ण भगवान को याद किया, और कृष्ण भगवान को याद करके उनको बुलाया और उनको पूछा कि मैंने अपने पिछले 70 जन्मों तक का यहाँ पड़े पड़े पिछले 6 महीनों में अभ्यास किया, और मुझे कहीं पर भी मेरा ऐसा कोई कर्म नजर नहीं आया जिसके कारण मुझे इस बाणों की शैया पर सोना पड़े। तो हे कृष्ण, हे मुरलीधर, आप ही बताइए कि मेरे किस गुनाह की मुझे यह सजा दी जा रही है। तब कृष्ण मुस्कुराए और उन्होंने बोला कि पितामह, आप सही है, आपने कोई ऐसा कर्म नहीं किया है जिसके कारण आपको ये सजा मिलनी चाहिए, लेकिन आपने एक वक्त पर जहां एक कर्म करना चाहिए था और वो आप चूक गए, इसी कारण से आपको ये सजा मिली है। आपका उत्तरदायित्व जो था वो आपने उस वक्त नहीं निभाया जब भरी सभा में द्रौपदी का चीरहरण हो रहा था। द्रौपदी ने कई बार आपको पुकारा कि दादा मुझे बचाइए, दादा मुझे बचाइए, लेकिन आप तब मौन रहे, आपने मुंह फेर लिया और आपने अपने आप को इस प्रकार रैशनलाइज किया कि मैं कैसे कुछ बोल सकता हूं, मैंने दुर्योधन का अन्न खाया है। दायित्व न निभाना यह भी एक बहुत बड़ा अपराध होता है। तो सही वक्त पर आपने वहां पर इंटरवीन नहीं किया और उसका ये रिएक्शन है, उसकी ये पनिशमेंट है, और आपको उतने ही बाणों की शैया पर सुलाया गया है जितनी बार द्रौपदी ने आपका नाम पुकारा था। तभी भीष्म ने अपने हाथ जोड़े और उसके बाद उन्होंने अपनी इच्छा मृत्यु को एक्सरसाइज किया। तो यहां से हमें ये सीख मिलती है कि बिजनेस के अंदर टाइमली एक्शन एंड टाइमली इनएक्शन both are critical. If we are not taking actions in time, it may lead to untoward financial reactions at a later date. Opportunities and threats. Good part about them is they come and they go. But the worst part about them is they require you to take timely actions. So, talking about timely actions, this is the most appropriate time. We have reached to a place where we have come to an inflection point wherein, we always had this notion in our mind that my competitor is way ahead of me. He had an unfair advantage. He came up with a new product, or he has an older business. He has that old school wealth. How can I beat him? And so on and so forth. Today, the planet Earth has cut short all those lines and brought back everybody at the starting line. So all of us globally are starting out once again. And everybody, right from your middle finger to your index finger to your little finger to your thumb, they are all shaved in same sizes. Now you have a golden opportunity to restart, because reset button is already pressed. Now no longer there is old school money, new school money. Nahi. All of us are starting from ground zero, as Karamveer rightly said. Now you have an opportunity to gear up and to push yourself forward. Now you no longer have any excuse to rationalize yourself that मैं ये नहीं कर सकता हूँ, because all of you are starting out. Rather, all of us are starting out. And now is the wonderful opportunity to correct those errors, to correct those mistakes, to reframe those notions which guided us for years together and kept us eluded from the desired success that we always wanted. So what are the preparations needed to protect, preserve, and grow our company's finances? I am not going to talk anything philosophical, bookish, or theoretical. Rather, I am going to give you some practical tips. So let's proceed. Will more money solve our problems? Dr. Nair says partially.
Vinod Nair sir says partially.
Yes.
I would like to see what dear Abhishek and Ganiji would say. Karamveer says yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Nisha says not really.
Wow.
That's an interesting answer, actually. Would your fingers elaborate more, Nisha? Okay, it may create more havoc. Very good. Very good. Very good. Rightly said by Nisha that it may create more havoc because it is not more money that solves the problems. I meet several business owners, and so my dear colleague Menon sir also would be meeting several of them. And all they have to say many a times, in our candid conversations over a cup of coffee, that मेनन सर कहीं से 10 करोड़ रुपया मिल जाएगा ना सर, मैं बता रहा हूं सब सॉल्व हो जाएगा, मैं संन्यास ले लूंगा, आई एम टेलिंग यू आई विल बी डन, हम गंगा नहा लेंगे. फिगर्स में वेरी, कोई 10 करोड़ बोलेगा, कोई 1 करोड़ बोलेगा, कोई 5 करोड़ बोलेगा, बट एवरीबडी सेज दैट आई एम जस्ट दिस मच अमाउंट अवे फ्रॉम फाइनेंशियल निर्वाणा. बट ट्रस्ट मी, is that really going to solve the problem? Is that really going to solve the problem? One needs to think very hard. Money is like a loudspeaker or an amplifier. It amplifies whatever is going on in our brain. Whatever you think, add money to it and you will end up amplifying it. Look back to your actions. Are you technology savvy? Are you gadget freak? Look at the amount of money that you ended up investing in technology in last 2 years, 3 years, or rather last 6 months. Do you like to expand your business all the time and chase the increase in turnover? Look at the quality of customers that you have onboarded in last 2.5 years. Especially COVID times have given you enough experience to reflect upon. Whatever is there in your mind. I would borrow our dear Sanju Baba's words here. The chemical locha of our brain creates the money problems. So if we have more money, we'll amplify it. Whatever are our thoughts, good, bad, ugly, progressive, expansionist, add money to it, it gets amplified. So money is rather an amplifier of our chemical locha. Whatever goes on in our brain, we end up amplifying it. So what we need to do? We need to break the pattern. We need to shift the perspective. Simplest possible example that I borrow from Bollywood all the time. I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Bazigar. In the movie Bazigar, one of the scenes, Johnny Lever tries to put a nail in the wall. I don't know how many of you recollect that scene. He is holding the nail reverse. He is putting the flat surface to the wall and is trying to hit the pointed surface with the hammer. And the nail is not going in. And then he senses there is something wrong. Yes, he realizes that something is wrong. But what conclusion does he come to? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember? No, he comes to a conclusion. He comes to a conclusion that ye kila is diwar ka nahi hai. He's holding it like this. And he's saying this nail doesn't belong to this wall. So he goes to the other wall and puts a nail there. And then he succeeds. See, I did it. Now, if you reflect upon this thing, what do you realize? What do you realize? This fellow put a nail unnecessarily where it was required, and there was no nail where we needed it. करना क्या था? करना क्या था? करना सिर्फ इतना था, उसको टर्न करना था, नेल को पलटना था. बट अक्सर हम ये गलती कर देते हैं, हम हमारे आसपास की परिस्थितियों को बदलने का प्रयास करते हैं, बिजनेस मॉडल चेंज करते हैं, रेवेन्यू मॉडल चेंज करते हैं, प्रोडक्ट चेंज करते हैं, सर्विस चेंज करते हैं, पीपल चेंज करते हैं, बस नहीं चेंज कर पाते हैं, तो वो है हमारा माइंड. कई सारे ऐसे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, कई सारे ऐसे एग्जाम्पल्स. आई कैन गो ऑन, बट ऑल यू नीड टू डू इज ब्रेक योर financial thought pattern. The day you are able to break your thought pattern with respect to money, you will immediately see changes happening, and changes happening for good. So many of my students come and tell me that, sir, finance is full of jargon. All this time, these bankers, these investment bankers, stock exchange people, analysts, they all talk all these big words, compounded annual growth rate, return on investment, weighted average cost of capital. So why should we speak the language of finance? Any idea? Anyone? Any clue? Why should we learn and speak the language of finance? Okay, Shreyans says to communicate in business for better analysis of finance. Okay, Nisha says so that you can change the perspective of decisions. Very good. I think it's a very well articulated answer, both the answers. I will tell you, I have even more simpler answer. Finance is very simple. If you have ever attended Menon sir's class, the banker doesn't ask for the mark sheet. He wants to know your balance sheet. So you are a gold medalist chartered accountant. Okay, I will give you 3% discount in the rate of interest going on. Does that ever happen? No. It's all the same for everyone. Yeah, professionals do have some kind of leverage, but not much. People who can structure their balance sheets better than mark sheets have more availability of funds for whatever they wish to do in life. So, and this is not what I have said. This is not my conclusion. In the year 1997, fourth generation Japanese American author Robert Kiyosaki, in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which created quite a controversy because he said your house is not an asset, said this, that the banker doesn't ask for your mark sheet, he wants to know your balance sheet. So how good are you at making your balance sheet? And when I say making your balance sheet, I am not asking you to enroll for an accounting course. I am expecting you to build robust business practices which leads your business's balance sheet to become strong. So I am expecting you to be a smart financial decision maker for your enterprise and not replacing your accountant. I hope we are clear on that. So need to learn finance, practical finance establishes itself here because we all need a banker and banker looks at balance sheets. Let's move on. Finance mindset. If you look at this picture, you will see that this tree, when it started, there are 3 trees here, when this tree started to grow, it was in water. Later on, slowly it came up and it was half outside the water, and eventually it kept growing and it got its complete so-called head above the water. First things first, we all need to learn is to keep our head above the water. While I agree that most business have had big suffering, and in the first case, even the nose is below the water. In the second case, they worked very hard and at least got the nose out, and slowly and gradually the whole face out. All the time, challenge number 1 that we need to address while cultivating a finance mindset is to learn how to keep our head above the water. How do you keep your head above the water? Where is the secret of wealth creation? I did lot of analysis and I did some soul searching. And friends, I'm saying this out of my own experience that the secret keys to wealth generation does not lie in asset column or liability column or income column. The secret lies in your expense column. वो आदमी जो अपने खर्चों पर कंट्रोल ला सकता है, वो आदमी जो अपने खर्चों पर कंट्रोल ला सकता है, उसी आदमी में दुनिया जीतने की कैपेबिलिटी होती है. Because if your expenses are in control, any kind of market fluctuation, however tall or wide, can be survived. And the keys to sustainable businesses are there in the expense column. Look at all your failed businesses, I clearly remember when Kingfisher debacle was going on, some analyst took a screenshot and put up on WhatsApp that, the total operating and non-operating expense of Kingfisher quarterly was around 750 crores where the breakup was 350 was direct expense and 400 was indirect expense. But the other expense every quarter was 2,200 crores. It just shows that somebody is digging a grave. It's a matter of time that when the corporate entity will fall into it. So look at the expense column of a person and you can know his personality. There are many credit card spend analyzers available free of cost. Most of you use a credit card, and the credit card company which gave you the credit card gives you that report free. Whenever you log in to make payment of your credit card online, you will see, they have a pie chart or a graph which explains where your swipes are happening. And based on the expenses, your personality type can be aptly analyzed. It's up to you how you bring about control. And while my costing theory will tell you that there are controllable and non-controllable expenses, but a shrewd business owner will always try to get more control wherever possible. Right? Let's move on. Now let's look at some situation here. This is a graph of GDP of India, and this chart is prepared by Bloomberg and Quint, and they have taken the source of this data from Rabobank CSO. Now, if you look at this graph of GDP, it is quite a fluctuating graph. In 2008, we saw a V-shaped recovery, which is fairly steep. The fall was very, very steep, and the recovery was even more steeper. And then there was another phase of recovery from 9 to 12 that we saw. So what is happening to India is that every time, if you look at 2000, this fall was very mild, but the recovery was extremely steep. Then again, we were able to hold our horses till here. Then everything slid down because of global crisis. But again, we bounced back. So we as Indians are very, resilient people. बहुत जिद्दी लोग हैं हमको तुम गिराएगा ना, हम मार तोड़ के वापस ऊपर आ जाएगा. लेकिन हमारी समस्या क्या है, हम मार तोड़ के ऊपर आ जाते हैं, बट ज्यादा देर वहां टिक नहीं पाते हैं. वापस कुछ ना कुछ आता है, हमको गिरा देता है. You look at 2012. While the global recovery was gradual, stable, and slowly they went back to the pre-2008 levels, we zapped up rapidly and again we fell. Then, of course, the recovery has been gradual. But again, from 16 to 20, we have seen a steep slide. And in 2020, if you look at the data, now we are expecting again the same situation like 2008. We are seeing this dotted orange line that it will go down, further down and down. But then from there will be steep recovery. So all of you guys, I'm thankful that you have spent 1 hour today. Maybe if I do the same session 6 months from now, you may not have 15 minutes to spend with me because you will be so busy with your business activity. Business will be booming, recovery will be solid, and COVID to पीछे छूट गया होगा, याद भी नहीं होगा किसी को. That will be the situation. But again, if you look at how they predict, the Bloomberg predicts that we'll recover, we'll go up to 7.5%, 8%. But again, the prediction is that it again is going to slide. So the idea is that our environment or market sentiment or the way the whole thing is structured, these oscillations are going to continue. These oscillations are going to continue. But what you do or how you create your business model in such a way that you are able to sustain both upward movements as well as downward movements. You cannot change this graph alone. Even if all of our Indian business people come together and take a pledge that we will keep this graph a straight line, it cannot happen. It can never happen because this is the reflection of the market. We cannot change the world, but we can change ourselves, just like that nail. We have to establish robust financial practices in our companies to withstand both the type of shocks, good shocks as well as bad shocks. Rebound will come, but are you ready? How many of you are ready for a bounce back? How many of you feel you are ready and geared up for the bounce back? So now let's come to the solution. What kind of readiness do we need to have in order to prepare ourselves for the bounce back? All the aspects of business. Well, that is generic. Let me come to something more specific. Yeah, okay. Human power. What else? What else? Finance. Okay. Great. So, mindset. Yes, I think Karamveer, you've nailed it right. Mindset needs to be changed. So let's see. We at Menon Mantras believe there are 4 key elements that any business need to manage in order to be successful. What are those 4? Number 1, product or services. Number 2, people. Number 3, process. And number 4, finance. 4 areas where you have to display readiness. 4 areas where you have to display readiness. Of this, finance is the most critical, as without that, none of the other elements can function effectively. हमारे गुजराती में एक बहुत अच्छा कहावत है, which I would like to state. નાણા વગરનો નાથિયો અને નાણે નાથા લાલ. Of course, for those of you who have seen 1992 scam web series of Harshad Mehta, he made this very popular, you know. And what does it mean? It means that when you have money, people give you respect. You know, Nathalal ji aaye hain. And when you don't have money, are olo nathyo avyo che, you know. So what happens is that finance plays a very critical role. And finance is not about your bank balance. Don't be under that perception that I have liquid 2 crore rupees in the bank, only then I will get respect in the society. That's not the question. The question, the finance question here in concern is your ability to raise finance when desired. So, you know, when I started my third venture, this is my third company that I am heading currently, called Contetra Universal, alongside my position as an adjunct professor with SP Jain. I had 2 investors ready to fund me, but we declined. We said this time we want to create a customer funded company. So you need to introspect who funds your company. Is your company funded by your customer? Is your company funded by a bank? Is your company funded by a supplier? Or are you funding your enterprise from your family's wealth? And for that, you need to do a deep dive into your balance sheet. You should know who eats your money. You know, income statement tells you who is eating your money. Are suppliers eating your money? Are employees eating your money? Is banker eating your money? When you make a pie chart, why is it called a pie chart? Because it looks like a pie. Pie is something we eat. Who is eating the largest share of your pie? Have you ever analyzed? Have you ever sat with your accountants and auditors and tried to see that कौन सा stakeholder कितना पैसा लेके जाता है और लेके जाता है तो उसके रिटर्न में मेरे को क्या देता है? It's very important for you to reflect. These are some of the points which I think are noteworthy, and you all should note them down if you feel so. Even during current situation, the biggest challenge and the question on everyone's mind is business survival, which is directly related to the finance of your company. Today, so many of the large businesses, they shut shop. So many of them filed for bankruptcy. And these were large businesses built on the premise that create supply, demand will come by itself. Whether there is a genuine need for this product or not is completely immaterial. There were this bunch of supply side economics, or they call it Reaganomics. Dangerous people, you know. I was never able to digest the philosophy with which they came from. And if you have seen the movie Inside Job, the narrator Matt Damon aptly stated that they corrupted the study of economics itself. So greed has taken human civilization to that an extent that we are brainwashed to believe what is wrong for our business is right for our business. It is time for us to go back to our basics and rewrite how we do the formula of our business. You need to rewrite the rules and change your game. Let's see. A lot of people say, Vishal sir, you give great pep talk. It's a great session. But, we are not able to implement. Why people are not able to implement? Because most of them, they are in the Chakravyu of failure. Do you wish to know what is Chakravyu of failure? Do you wish to know what is Chakravyu of failure? Type yes in the chat window if you wish to know. Okay, Shreyan says fear. Yeah, fear is a big motivator. So is greed and so is hope. The entire market runs on these three emotions. Yeah, Nisha is very right. You don't know how to come out. So basically, we all are Abhimanyus. What is the difference between Abhimanyu and Arjun, apart from the fact that they were father and son? I know this is not a question to be asked. Arjun knew how to come out of Chakravyu. Abhimanyu didn't knew how to come out of the Chakravyu. But there is one question which it always haunts me. That where in Mahabharata did you read, or in which episode of Mahabharata did you see Arjun actually going into a Chakravyu and coming out in real war? Absolutely, Nisha. In a real war situation, Arjun never went into the Chakravyu. Why he didn't went into the Chakravyu? Even though when he had the knowledge of coming out? Well, because he knew that it was not worth it. You need to pick your battles, friends. You need to pick your battles. You don't have to take up everything that comes your way. Let me explain. Because Krishna was guiding him what to do and what not. That is also true. That is also true. Because he was guided by the ultimate soul. Yes, that's true. However, when we are doing our business, it is very important who is guiding us. Our advisors play a great role, Duryodhan was advised by Shakuni and Arjun was advised by Krishna. You guys need to choose your advisors carefully. But let me explain the Chakravyu of failure. Many a times people learn, but they forget to apply. Session was amazing. I took my notes, but I never found time to apply. I had more different priorities. The urgent activities in my time calendar never gave me time to focus on important activities. Some people, they apply, they learn, they apply, but they fail to review. Vishal sir gave us 3 formulas. We applied the formula, but we never had time to check whether they worked or not. So they fail to review. Many times people learn, they apply, they review. They identify the gaps also. अच्छा मैंने review किया, उसमें मैंने देखा ये 3 चीज नहीं हो पाया मेरे से. So I know where are the gaps, but they fail to make an action plan. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, an action plan to fill the gap is extremely essential. Now, many a time people learn, they apply, they review, they identify the gaps, they also make an action plan, but they don't take action. They fail to take action. हमने एक्शन प्लान बनाया सर, हमको पता चला किधर गड़बड़ है, बट फिर वो रोज के काम में इतने उलझ गए. We got lost in our day-to-day activities. We never took those actions in time. अगर तब हमने वो एक्शन ले लिया होता तो आज परिस्थिति कुछ और होती. Then there are some people who learn, they apply, they review, they find the gaps, they make action plan, they take action also. But unfortunately, they are not consistent. They are not consistent. राहुल रॉय याद है आपको? आशिकी मूवी का, आशिकी 1 का हीरो, वन नाइट वंडर. यू रिमेंबर हिम? देन वो बॉम्बे का हीरो कौन था? बॉम्बे में कौन था हीरो? एनीवन? अरविंद स्वामी. किधर है ये लोग? When they came with a bang, okay, 4-5 movies, and they were, like destined to be superstars. Where are they today? Today, all what we see from that generation is four Khans. We have to give them that credit, Baba, for their consistency. They have been around. Shah Rukh, Salman, Amir, and Saif. They have been around. They have been consistent performers. And there are examples in all the fields. Sachin Tendulkar and Vinod Kambli, they started together. Where are they today? Sachin is worshipped as a god. Kambli is not even demigod. Why? The only difference is consistency. So when you sharpen your financial acts and you start taking right financial decisions, you don't have to let go of your hands from the steering wheel, because you just got control, friends. You just got controls. And remember, Peter Parker's uncle, he always said that with great powers comes great responsibility. It's now a cliche. But what most people don't remember is a dialogue from Spider-Man 3. At the end of the movie, when the dark Spider-Man goes and the bright Spider-Man comes, the movie ends with the most powerful dialogue. Life is all about choices. You become what you choose. And friends, always remember, choices never come without consequences. Whatever choice you make, you always have a consequence attached to it. Every debit will always have a corresponding credit, if I were to tell you in a boring accountant's terminology. So, what are the 3 keys to break the loop? I would like to move towards conclusion of my session, looking at the watch. So I am going to leave you guys with the 3 keys to break the loop. But I am not going to give you those keys just like that because Menon sir requested you to come and by chance you were here and I'm just... This is not a giveaway model. This is a testing model. Before giving you the keys, I am going to ask a question. And if you respond to the question, only then you will get the key. So are you ready? If you are ready, please type yes in the chat window. Are you ready? Okay, Nisha is ready. What about others? Karamveer is ready. Menon sir is ready. Okay, great. Okay. Gani is ready. Okay, great. So let's go to key number 1 and question number 1. How many of you feel that delegating financial matters to experts solves the problem? Even if you are an expert, I have rarely seen, chartered accountants or financial experts succeeding at great businesses. I give benefit to Kumar Mangalam Birla. He's a chartered accountant and he is a business owner. But those examples are not very common, it's rare. So then what needs to be done? What needs to be done? Here is your key. Financial responsibility is a key success factor of a business owner. When your parameter, whether you are a successful family business owner or not, depends on your financial success, how can you delegate your numero uno KRA, Financial control needs to be resting with you. Now, don't get confused. Financial control doesn't mean the authority to sign the check. That you can very well delegate to your accountant also. But ability to do budgets and allocating budget to an accountant with a pre-specified signing limit is your responsibility. Absolutely correct. Financial decisions, Gani, needs to come from you. Yes, Nisha, how to spend the money is something which only you and you should decide. Because every person that you meet in your business life either needs your goods or services or needs your money. It is your financial intelligence which helps you to structure a win-win transaction and create a mutually beneficial financial reaction out of that transaction. Right? So, okay, I am not going to tell you the story today because we are not having time. So, let's go to key number 2. Key number 2 brings us to question number 2. Are you ready? Let's see. How many of you think that knowing profit and loss and balance sheet will make you succeed in business? P&L balance sheet आ गया ना तो हमारा business में तो success हो जाएगा. How many of you think that is? Okay, how to manage it? Okay, fine. So one should know what is their profit per day. Profit per day, बाप रे, ये तो बहुत minute जा रहे हो. Profit per day, per hour, per minute, per second. That can happen in case of Mukesh Ambani, Baba, because his profit size is such that you can divide it by 365 and come to a substantial number on a per day basis. My answer is very simple. Cash flow, 24 key ratios and other parameters, which I hope you learned in Menon sir's class, help in taking sound financial decisions. Now, all I am saying is that you guys need to know this. Whenever you take a financial decision, it needs to be data driven. After this session, take off 10 minutes to reflect, no? Which was the last financial decision that you took for your business? What data did you use? And when I say data, it doesn't have to be a 15 netted Excel sheet with a lot of numbers in each rows and columns. Okay. It could be as simple as knowing what are the other options available, what is the payoff, and whether this seems appropriate or not. You need to break the pattern and get into a habit of taking decisions which are driven by data rather than relying on your gut or your experience or how you feel at that point in time. Majority of the business owners, they do everything else but data because they are never questioned. There is nobody who questions a business owner if the decision goes wrong. And that mindset sometimes is quite dangerous. On being questioned, they say, तुम्हारा क्या जाता है, हमारा पैसा है ना, हम देख लेगा. This mindset is destructive, not dangerous. So you need to have a wise counsel, a kind of a board of directors who has the ability or the authority or at least a moral right to question your decisions before they are taken. Because by that, you will avoid a lot of heartburn. Trust me, life is too short to be learnt everything from your own experiences. You need to have people. You need to have people on the top team who are experts, and unfortunately, these experts don't come on your payroll. These are people who are very experienced in their field, have got wealth of experience, but you cannot buy them with money. You need such people at the top table of your enterprise if you aspire the kind of growth that you are looking at. How to get them is a story we will talk about some other day. Let's go to my last key for the day, given the paucity of time. Oopsie, I'm going too fast. Let me slow down. How many of you feel that finance is all about post-mortem of last year's numbers? फाइनेंस क्या है सर? हम सीए के साथ बैठते हैं, फिर बात करते हैं कितना दिखाना है, एंड देन यू नो ही मैनेजेस द बुक्स, एंड देन वो एंट्री लेना देना होता है, एंड देन वी आर डन फॉर द डे. हो गया. फाइनेंस इज ऑल अबाउट आई नो व्हाट यू डिड लास्ट समर. वो पिक्चर देखा था? उसके बाद उसका एक सीक्वल भी आया था, आई स्टिल नो व्हाट यू डिड लास्ट समर. And then it became a franchisee. I always knew what you did last summer. Yes? How many of you feel that finance is a post-mortem of last year's numbers? Gani says no, it is the foundation of all actions and future actions. From last historical data, it is only learning and awareness. Very true. Very true. Sitting in the present, looking at the past data, you plan for the future. The entire journey of profit, cash flow, value, and valuation starts with the past, but gets completed only in future. So, ladies and gentlemen, I come to a conclusion. That the organization's transformation journey starts from profit. Hey, hello, surprised? हमने तो सोचा था प्रॉफिट तो एंड ऑफ जर्नी है यार, साल में सब करने के बाद जो बचा एंड ही तो प्रॉफिट है, और क्या है. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. फाइनेंस की जर्नी प्रॉफिट से शुरू होती है, कैश फ्लो और वैल्यू से होते हुए वैल्यूएशन तक जाती है. प्रॉफिट टू कैश फ्लो, all profit is not cash. Someday I will give you the case study of a person who reported 400% sales growth, 200% profit growth, 50% asset growth, and had no money to pay salary to his employees. Yes. Why did that happen? No, not because he had bad customers. Don't get me wrong. It happened because his son went to Germany with his friends. अरे उसमें क्या हो गया? उसमें थोड़ी पैसा सब खर्चा कर दे, नहीं. उधर जाके उसने 15 करोड़ की नई मशीन खरीद ली. 4 करोड़ डाउन पेमेंट, 11 लाख का किस्त EMI, all the money. He did MBA from abroad, and when I met him and his father, he was very critical about me. Said that, Vishal sir, you are very orthodox. You don't know how to take risk in business like most chartered accountants. It's okay. You know, I did not spend money in a fancy hotel or a party or any wrong place. I'm worried about expansion of my business. On a parting note, I told him, beta, you worry about retaining your employees. Right now, that is a bigger concern. So, profit को cash flow में कैसे convert करें? How can cash flow enable you to add valuable assets to your business? Value of a business comes from the asset it has. I am not talking about land, building, plant, machinery, furniture, fixture, AC, car. I'm not talking about those assets. I'm talking about assets which you can't put in your balance sheet. You know what are they? Your goodwill, your network of customers, your channel of dealers, your ability to source best quality material from network of suppliers, your fully compliant regulatory status, your geographical reach, your unique and talented manpower. These are assets which give value to your business. अकाउंटिंग वाला तो बेटा बैलेंस शीट से मिल जाएगा, लेकिन ये एसेट है ना, कोई अकाउंटेंट नहीं दे पाएगा. और ये एसेट्स लाने के लिए ना, you have to compulsorily walk the journey from sales to profit, profit to cash flow, and then become a smart financial decision maker to use that surplus cash flow to create those valuable intangible assets which will drive value to your business. And once you have those assets in place, you need to learn how to nurture them, grow them, so that you can go to the ultimate stage of valuation, where you can unlock the value of your enterprise and generate unlimited wealth for yourself and your future generations. Because then it is not about money, because then you derive the ability to print your own money. So far, so good. Are you guys enjoying the session? Can I have a quick yes, no? Menon sir, so nice of you. Nisha, very nice. Thank you. Amit says yes. Galaxy 8 S8 Plus says yes. Karamveer says yes. Gani says yes. So friends, as they say, all good things come to a pause, not end. There is a lot more to cover and too little time. But all of you, I must say, are very fortunate. Why, you know? Because you are connected to Menon Mantras. You can always connect with Menon Mantras for getting more insightful and actionable. Mind it, insightful and actionable learning capsules. So, thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you at some of the online workshops which may happen in future. I sincerely thank everyone from the bottom of my heart to invest something which is so precious that you will never get back in your life, and that is 1 hour of your time. Thank you very much, and over to you, Menon sir.
Sir, I would request you to thank you, Gani. Gani says Jabardast session. Sir, please do talk about your organization. It means so that they can access you, which is why I humble request to you, please.
Sure. So, friends, I will quickly tell you that Contetra Universal is a company which is focused on finance transformation for MSME business owners. We conduct sessions like these and more, and have products like Power Finance Gurukul, where we ask entrepreneurs to invest 60 days of their life and go through a wonderful journey where we provide them with ebooks to read, videos to watch, assessments to do, come in live sessions like this and interact with our expert speakers, and have a 60-minute one-on-one session with either me or my senior professional colleagues, where they can discuss their financial challenges. Because finance is one area which cannot be discussed in a public forum. Most people would not like to talk about money related matters in a common forum. So our programs are structured to have a review session of 60 minutes, and we provide a specific data sheet, a format which allows us to know your financial status beforehand, because 60 minutes is also too less a time. So, we ask you to fill up a data sheet under a confidentiality agreement, and then we kind of do the research, and then we meet you for 60 minutes so that, we are able to provide practicable solutions which can be implemented by you. So that is what my company is into. And, I'm grateful to Menon sir. And in case if you need any of our services or our support, we would gladly assist you, and you all can get in touch with Menon sir for the same. He has always been around and guiding us to do the right things in the family business finance space. And with his guidance, today we are helping 6 companies with a target of getting them listed either on the main exchange or SME exchange by 2024. So this is the kind of work that we are doing, and we would continue to, spread the light of finance transformation to all those people whose time has actually come. Thank you very much once again, Menon sir. Over to you.
Sir, if you could just give your contact details or the organizational contact details
Okay.
on the chat, or if there's a slide, that will be great because you're live on Facebook also. Shanti ma'am, if you could just take Shreyans Bete as panelist, he will propose a vote of thanks.
Okay,
There he comes.
Let me show
Karamveer,
one
even
slide.
your. So this is Vishal sir's contact details. Great. So this was just a glimpse of what Vishal sir can offer. I think sir has been devoting his entire life for spreading financial knowledge. Shreyans, over to you, Bache, to propose a vote of thanks.
So it was great hearing to you again after the SP Jain classes, and there were many things that were quite new to us and that help us, improve in future. So I thank you a lot for this session, sir. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It was amazing interacting with all of you. And I wish all of you all the desired financial success in your personal life, in your family life, and in your business life.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.